John's Random Reviews. Woo, woo, woo. Welcome to Drill Wars. Which is better, 12 volt, 18 volt or 36 volt? Which is better, SDS or percussion drills? Welcome to Drill Wars. Hi, welcome back to John's Random Review. We're going to do some drilling today. Well, really, we're going to do some proper hammer drilling, some SDS drilling. In the background, I think you can hear someone actually using an SDS drill, probably taking off some rendering. Can you hear that? Anyway, what we're going to do is going to give these SDS drills a bit of a run for the money. Now, this isn't one of them sort of comparison things because you'll see in a minute the actual voltage differences are pretty big. And we haven't got a certain couple of drills I wanted to put in this lineup, which I don't have. But anyway, let's get started with the first one, which is my trusty 12 volt SDS, which I use all the time for 5.5mm drill bits for doing red plugs. So that gets used a lot. Now this is the odd one out. This is the odd one out. This is what I've recently bought off eBay. This cost me £10. This is a 24 volt Makita SDS drill that came out about 22 years ago. I haven't got the battery for that one, but as you can see, I'll go into it a little bit more, but the Makita LXT batteries actually fit on these machines. So this is a 24 volt machine with an 18 volt battery on it. It's an SDS drill with 3 modes, drilling, drill hammer and hammer. Now this is the one that I've done up recently. This is a 36 volt SDS, which I've gone through on other videos that did come with when it got this machine new with a 36 volt battery. But what I've done is got the adapter to run two 18 volt batteries on it. So that's a 36 volt machine with two 18, so that's running on 36 volt. And then the last one is when I really want some action, and that is my 40 volt max SDS. So we're going to give them all a bit of a run. Obviously that one's going to actually power through. It's not going to be one of them fucking stupid timed ones, but we're just going to see how each one performs, that's all. So I've got myself a little bit of sandstone there, that's all right, isn't it? A little bit of sandstone, and then I'm going to perch on that little stump, and we're going to drill some holes. Won't that be exciting? So each tool is going to be drilling using this. It's a fairly new 7mm SDS. What make is it? Oh, it's a Bosch one. Okay, so we're going to drill some holes with this bit in that stone. So let's go on with it. Right, let's set off with the Makita 12 volt SDS, and this model number, if you need to know, is HR140D. And this is when I'm doing my putting clips on at work and I'm using red plugs. This is the drill I mainly use. The odd thing about this drill is, for some reason, I know it sounds a bit crazy, is when you first get it out of the box, you don't use it for a bit, it has to get warmed up. I know that doesn't make any sense, but obviously this is the CXT 12 volt Makita range. For small drilling jobs, it's okay. I've got like a 7mm drill bit in it, so we'll see how this performs. Okay, so the first, I might have to do a couple of holes to try and get this thing warmed up. Anyway, we'll give it a go. Well, that's not too bad. Things of note, the sandstone here is a little bit wet because it's been outside, but I think it's done all right. So that's the first test of the 12 volt drill. What I need to do now is get that dust blown. Hey, got this out again. This is a good bit of kit for blowing dust away. Anyway, what we're going to try next, we'll get the bit out of there, is the odd one out. What I mean is, this is the drill. This is the drill I got off eBay, and this is a BHR 200 SDS drill. And things of note. Now then, Makita were fairly late to the SDS cordless game. Bosch had one out. Bosch had in the 90s, Bosch had a 24 volt SDS drill, which I had, which is a really bit of kit. I might put a picture up. This is the Bosch GBH 24 VRE, which was an awesome drill, which I used to have. Very heavy, but it was really, everyone used one of these fucking things. But then probably the late 90s, early 2000s, Makita brought this drill out, which was their 24 volt range. Now, what tools did they bring out with this? We're going to do another video about this range another time, but I think you could get this, a circular saw and a recip saw. But with the reason I've got this off eBay the other day is for 10 quid. There's loads of these online. Is I saw a picture of this with an LXT battery on it. I thought, what the hell's going on there? Surely it can't fit. But they do. With a little bit of jiggery pokery around this area, you can get LXT batteries to fit on. We're going to go more into why that is in another video, but you can see the ports there. That fits fine. So we're going to give this a bit of a drill. Wait till you hear this fucking thing. And I'll turn it on now. Sounds like a bag of bolts. Anyway, we're going to see how this performs. Old technology, old drill, with a pretty new lithium ion battery. So let's see how this performs. Bit slow. It did okay, but with it having an 18 volt battery on a pretty much 24 volt tool, it's a little bit slow. I'm going to try something in another video. I might try putting one of my 40 volt batteries on this, see if it'll fucking work or blow up. Anyway, it's done all right. It's done all right for an old drill. Obviously, they started making these in 2000. This is actually a 2008 model. Which was quite late for this. By that point, they were nearly bringing out the LXT Makita SDS. So next thing is we're going to try. Hang on. Let me just get the dust blown away. There. Next thing we're going to try is this bad boy, which is I've recently fixed. I hope you've seen some videos of this. This is another eBay or Facebook Marketplace buy, and it is a 36 volt SDS drill that Makita brought out. They brought this range out about 2011, and by 2014 they discontinued it. I think they were getting ready for the XGT platform, but originally this drill came with a dedicated 36 volt battery, which you can still get, but they're very discontinued and very expensive. But what you can do is buy this adapter. This adapter costs 50 quid, and it's got two 18 volt LXT batteries in it. So this is the one I've done up. Let's see how it's really bloody heavy, God almighty, and it looks absolutely numb. But we'll see how it drills. Not bad, a bit quicker than the other drills, but not bad. So what we're going to do lastly is, you know, this is going to be the best one obviously, but for small drilling, putting in drill bits this big, the 7mm, the 6mm, the 5.5, these, obviously this thing is a monster, absolute monster. Even with the original battery it would have been a monster. So this thing is really for drilling massive SDS bit. What I mean is, I normally get this out when I'm drilling some like proper fixing screws with some maybe 15mm SDS bits, or I'm doing some chiseling. It's really good at chiseling. But anyway, we're going to give this a bit of a run out and see if this is better. I think, yeah, you can tell the difference. Bloody hell. You can certainly tell the difference. That is a beast, but heavy, as this was when it came out, and this was quite heavy as well. But like I said, this is the one I mainly use, but I thought you'd give a bit of a run out with all these different drills and see which one performs, and just have a little bit of chat and a bit of bants about drilling SDS drills. Right, so there we go. SDS drills, all you need to know, are probably stuff you didn't really need to know, but I've told you anyway. Right, let's give these other drills a bit of a run out. These aren't SDS drills, these are Combi drills. I think some people call them percussion drills, but are they as good at drilling into stone as an SDS? Well, there's my 12 volt one. This is an oldie but a goodie, the Makita DHP 458, which is 18 volt LXT, and this is the bad boy, the 40 volt max XGT Combi drill. So we're going to put a masonry bit in all three of them and drill into that little bit of sandstone which we've just drilled the SDS into. So let's see if they can perform and if they're still going to be good enough to use occasionally. They're not going to be as much power as an SDS drill. So I've just been pointing to the bit of the old rubber overmouldings come off. But let's give this a go with a 12 volt. It makes a bit of a different noise, more like a screaming noise. Not putting a lot of weight onto it. And the actually masonry bit I've got in is quite sharp one. You need a sharp masonry bit when you're using this kind of drill. But bloody hell, I don't think it's done that bad. Like I said, it didn't take that long to get I think it's a 6mm masonry bit in. So for red plugs, really. So I think that's performed quite well. So that's like I said, that's my favourite drill. So we'll just get the masonry bit out of the chuck and we'll give it a go with the old classic, the DHP 458. This one's been on eBay at the moment. Fuck me, I can't even sell these. I think I've got this up for about 12 quid and I bought it for 15. Doh. Anyway, never mind. So we've got the bit in, get the chuck tightened up, and we'll see how this performs. Obviously it's going to be perform better than the 12 volt one, but this drill's about 6 or 7 years old. It's fully charged the battery, and it's going to be better, but how much better? So we'll give it a bit of a go. I'll shut my gob for a minute, and we'll see how it performs. Then again, same again. Not got a lot of weight on not pushing down that much, and it is better. It's not bad really. I know I'm kind of going into sandstone, which is quite soft, but like I said before, the sandstone is a little bit wet. So I think it's done pretty good actually. So that's test number 2. So we'll get the bit out and we'll go on to the bad boy of the 3. This is my XGT 40 volt max Combi drill. Now I don't really use this very often, but when I mainly use it for cutting wood bits or cutting them round hole cutting bits. But we'll try it on this and see how it's going to do. It should be pretty bloody good. This is a really, really torquey drill, and it should be the best of the bunch. So I'll just give it a go. Fully charged battery. There we go. So let's give it a whirl. Things of note, it doesn't sound like the other one. It doesn't sound like the hammer actions. It sounds like it's working too fast, really, somehow. It doesn't, I don't know, it's not really hammering it. It's running so fast, but it's performed all right. But what if we put it, maybe put the speed down to number 1 and see if is it hammering any better? Well, no, that didn't fucking work. It was too slow. But you can hear more the hammer action. But it just goes to prove that you can have one of these Combi drills, a non-SDS drill, and if you're doing little drilling, red plugs and stuff, mainly if it's into granite or something, or really, really hard stuff, fucking hell, it's not going to do it. But all 3 of these drills, these Combi drills, non-SDS, they all performed pretty well. Obviously, going from the 12 to the 18 to the 36, it went up in sort of like how long it took to drill the holes, but I'm quite impressed. So if you've got a combi drill like this and you want to do the occasional drilling into some brickwork or block work or sandstone, you'd probably be all right. But the main thing is you've got to have a sharp masonry bit. So let's have a little chat about masonry bits. So I've got a bit of a close-up of a masonry bit here. This is actually an SDS bit, and it's been used a little bit, but you can see the tungsten end is still quite sharp. But more importantly, it's kind of like it hasn't worn off the side of the tungsten end. If it kind of like wears off the side, that means it kind of like can't get rid of the dust out of the hole, and it tends to get jammed up. What I'll do in a minute is I'll show you one that's had a hard life. I'll put that one down, and I've got, like, I think it's a 5.5 or a 6. Look at that, it's all round, the tungsten end is all rounded off, and on the side it's all worn off. So what it tends to do is gets a bit bogged down, and it can't clear the dust, and it just doesn't drill very fast. So if you ever got a drill bit like that, fucking chuck it in the bin. Honestly, you're better off, because you're just going to take ages to drill a hole, especially if it's pretty hard. So it's on an SDS, it can power its way into sandstone or block or whatever. But if you've got like a combi drill, a non-SDS, honestly, listen to me, you need to have a sharp masonry bit. And we're going to go into another reason you need a sharp masonry bit in a minute. But I think this is a Bosch masonry bit. This looks like a 6.5 or something. But it's still pretty bloody sharp. And that really helps. With the percussion drill, it really helps to have a really, really sharp masonry bit. So there we go. That's some tips for you. So what we're going to try next is we're going to try and drill with my 12-volt drill and my XGT. Oh, bloody hang on a minute. I've got my Makita socks on. Anyway, back to it. We're going to try and drill a hole on drill setting, not on hammer. So you can do this into soft sandstone and soft brick and block work without a hammer action. So if you've got a drill without a hammer action and you've got a really, really sharp masonry bit, there's no problem. It'll be able to do it. Might be a little bit slower, as you'll see. You can see a little bit of a waving about with the chuck. The actual chuck's a little bit loose, but it's done all right. So if you've got a drill with you haven't got an SDS drill or a combi drill that has hammer on it, and you still occasionally want to do some drilling into a wall, a brickwork or whatever, if you've got a really, really sharp masonry bit, as you can see, you can do it. You can do it with no problem. It might be a little bit slower, but sharp masonry bit, no problem. It's done it. My favourite drill has done it. So we'll try it with the old XGT. One thing of note, the little ring adjuster bit, when I got this drill new, it was kind of like really loose, but it seems to, I don't know why, it's tightened up a bit. So we're going to give this a go. Obviously, this runs a lot faster than the 12-volt. So it should power into that. As you can see, it's a lot quicker than the 12-volt. Same again, it's not on hammer action, but with a sharp masonry bit, it's done the job. So occasional use, and you've got some new bits, it's bloody do it. It'll do it. So as you can see, it's powered down a 6mm drill bit, no problem. So I hope this has been some help for you about drilling into stone.
Okay, what do we say? Random is rad. Rock on.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to keep my husband happy. Please don't unsubscribe because I'm the one who has to deal with his grumpy moods. But most of all, keep it random.